freedom of trading on mobile, Geojit BNP Paribas presents FlipMe, the award-winning new generation mobile trading platform. Now make informed investment decisions wherever you are. Geojit BNP Paribas.
Now let us look at the prospects for the Indian economy going forward. Indian economy is presently facing some major macroeconomic headwinds. We have a twin deficit problem. What is this twin deficit problem? The twin deficits are the fiscal deficit and the current account deficit. Fiscal deficit is the excess of government's expenditure over its revenue, and current account deficit is the excess of the country's foreign exchange expenditure over its foreign exchange earnings. These two should be in control. Unfortunately, in India, the fiscal deficit is currently at 5.9% for the central government. If you add the fiscal deficit of the center and the states, it is more than 9%. And the current account deficit is around 4% of the GDP. These are unsustainable levels. These can impact economic growth. And because of this twin deficit problem, and because of the monetary tightening resorted to by the Reserve Bank of India, and because of the policy related issues, governance paralysis, etc., our GDP growth rate has decelerated markedly. We grew by 8.5%, that is the average annual GDP growth during 2003-2008, and we were the second fastest growing economy in the world, and envy of other developing economies. But now our GDP growth rate has decelerated to 6.9% for 2011-12, and industrial growth rate has declined to a large extent, declined shockingly by less than 3%. Of course, the services sector and agriculture sector are doing reasonably well. And this decline in the growth rate is also because of the monetary tightening resorted to by the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank increased the interest rates, the repo rate, 13 times in a row from March 2010 to October 2011. And to add to this monetary tightening and the unfavorable global environment, we had policy paralysis, major policy decisions which had to be taken and implemented have been hanging fire for quite some time. The GST, Goods and Services Tax Bill, a direct tax code, the land acquisition bill, the mining bill, the companies bill amendment, all these have been hanging fire for quite some time. So because of these governance issues and paralysis on the policy formulation front, a level of investor pessimism has crept into the economy, and therefore investment growth in the economy has slowed down. Our gross domestic capital formation has come down. All these have contributed to the decline in the growth rate. Now, what are the prospects for the coming year 2012-2013? According to the government figures, the government estimates given in the budget, the Indian economy is expected to grow by 7.6%. The government hopes to contain the fiscal deficit at 5.1%. But these appear to be a little bit optimistic under the present scenario, because the government has not moved on pricing, appropriate pricing, rational pricing for petroleum products, and the fiscal deficit is not likely to be contained at 5.1% if the present policy paralysis continues. But in spite of that, it is a reasonable bet that India can easily grow at 7%, because India has the savings rate, investment rate, and domestic consumption to ensure 7% growth. And the positive aspect of this growth potential is that there are very few countries in the world which will be growing at 7% in the present year, in the coming financial year. The optimistic scenario for China is around 8.2%. Europe, as I've already mentioned, will be in recession this year. Sub-Saharan Africa, one of the stable areas of growth, will be around 5%. Latin America and Caribbean will be around 3.5%. So 7% growth is reasonably good, even though there is no ground for optimism there. For India to remain financially stable, we have to grow at more than 7%. 7% is the minimum for India to achieve financial stability because of the twin deficit problem that we have. So India is likely to grow at 7% plus, even though our potential is much more. And the corporate India also will be posting a reasonable increase in profits for the coming year.
Experience the freedom of trading on mobile. Geojit BNP Paribas presents FlipMe, the award-winning new generation mobile trading platform. Now make informed investment decisions wherever you are. Geojit BNP Paribas.